When I was a kid, I used to play Pokemon Red and Blue. And there was this one Pokemon named Geodude, who was basically this skinny little rock guy with a big head and some arms. And that's all he had. And what's funny about Geodude is that he always used to assume this weird pose. He used to internally rotate his shoulders like this. And he would try to look big. Because he was a small little guy, right? To me, this is kind of what's going on in the YouTube fitness community, as well as Instagram, when talking about traps. You have guys who have no traps whatsoever, but they pump up, they choose the right lighting, and they pose in a very specific way so that their traps pop, okay? Usually they're going to lean all the way forward, they're going to internally rotate their shoulders, and they're going to do this weird position that you would never do in real life, and they're going to portray that as a thumbnail, and then they're going to try to give you advice based off that photo. Well, to me, that's being deceptive, and I can easily tell if you have big traps or not. Just look in front of a camera like I'm doing and stay relaxed. Do you have traps popping out of your shirt? When you buy clothes, are you tight around the traps? Whenever I buy clothes, guys, tight around the traps. Sometimes it raises the sleeves, okay? I don't have to flex, I don't have to pump. I'm speaking to you one-on-one. You can see where my shoulders are, you can see where my traps are. There's no flexing going on. So when some guy is telling you to grab 50-pound dumbbells and do some slow and controlled squeezing bullshit, which barely ever works for most people, how are you supposed to take that seriously? How are you supposed to take a guy seriously when he only looks good in a stupid thumbnail? If you don't look good in regular videos, if you take your shirt off and your traps aren't popping out, you don't have big traps, buddy. And you shouldn't be giving advice on traps. You should stay in your lane and do what you specialize in, all right? And it's because of guys like this, these deceptive people, that many aren't getting gains in the trap area. I think things have changed now, though. Since my channel became a lot more popular, people are aware of how to train your traps correctly. I have a full yoke playlist, all free, we could check out. And I have a program called Naturally Enhanced, which will help you get there. So my advice is help people get big traps. But in the past, and even now, I'm still seeing it on Instagram and some YouTube channels here and there. They're trying to give you advice on traps when they don't have any traps. They got no meat up here. When they wear shirts, you can tell that they're not yoked. You can tell if a guy is yoked. A yoked guy doesn't have to flex. Like, if you have big traps, you're going to get compliments on your traps. You're going to be labeled as the trap lord or whatever. People are naturally going to say, dude, you have big traps. If you have to make a video talking about traps, and that's the only time people mention your traps, well, to me, it's because you're being deceptive. You're using special techniques to look bigger. But if you don't have big traps in all of your videos, it's once in a blue moon you look big, it's because you're doing something to alter the way that you look. So to me, that's a huge red flag. And honestly, the advice that so many people are giving is just garbage. I'm sure it's going to work for some people, but for the majority. So that's all I want to talk about in this video. How about you stay relaxed? How about you just wear a regular shirt like me, okay? Stop with the Geodude bullshit, doing this. Hey guys, I'm going to teach you how to build big traps. Stop with that crap, okay? Wear a shirt, normal shirt, look in front of the camera, no flexing, nothing, and prove that you have big traps. When I see guys who actually have big traps, you can tell. It pops out. You don't have to do anything. Just like when a guy has big legs, you can see it in the pant size. You see his glutes popping out. You think a guy like Dan Green has to flex his glutes to show that they're big? Do you think any of these guys have to flex to show that they got big legs? So if you have big traps, it is what it is. It's end of discussion. And you're going to see them through the shirt. You're going to see them when you take your shirt off. If you're vlogging and all of a sudden those big traps look very small, it's because you don't have big traps, buddy. I'm going to show you that most people who are giving this advice, they don't know what they're doing. For naturals anyway. Maybe their stuff works for guys with great genetics or a select few, but I strongly believe that there's a better way. And that better way, to simplify it, is going to be a heavy pull of some type, heavy power shrug, a row, and some direct neck work. You do direct neck work, watch your traps blow up. So that's it, folks. Do you have any stories about this? Let me know. Are you going to be another Geodude, or are you going to get yoked for real and stop with the bullshit?